Hey, it's me, Katie West. I am now trying to do both a podcast and my podcasts are going to be uploaded on YouTube. Hopefully, I discovered this new tool called Riverside, which one of my podcasting friends shared with me. So I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. It's weird kind of being able to see myself instead of just talking, but I'll get used to it, I'm sure. So, happy New Year, first of all. Happy 2024 to you guys. I hope you're doing well and want to know, do you pick resolutions? Is that a thing that you do in your life? I know a lot of people pick words for the year, which is kind of cool, and I'm on board with that. I'm still trying to take a deep dive into what my word is going to be for the year. Um, it may have something along the lines of mindfulness and being mindful with the words I use and what I say. And I think I just learned that lesson that words matter and words can also be tragically misrepresented from how you meant them to be. So I kind of learned that in 2023 that I just really need to be conscientious about what I say and how, because it may not be perceived the way I'm hoping it is supposed to be. So I think it's going to have something to do with that. Maybe intent. Maybe that's going to be my word for 2024. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. And my resolution this year, I think, was just to work more on my podcast. My goal for the last couple of years has always been to get a book published, and I really need to focus on that and work that out. So that's going to be on my list of to-dos, and those are my resolutions. And it's always usually to be nicer to my mom. I know who can agree with me on that. I'm always like, yes, I will be nicer and more respectful and not have my teenage girl attitude with my mama. So I'm going to try and work on that this year. But resolutions are hard. I don't generally focus too much on them because I just feel like you might be setting yourself up for failure. It was funny when I looked at some of my past resolutions that I written down. I really didn't end up doing them, and then it kind of made me feel like a failure at the end of the year. So I don't know if I want that feeling going into the beginning of a year. Like, look at all the past things you didn't accomplish, and now you have to try and accomplish them again in this next year. I don't know, guys. So let me know how you feel about that. I also think one thing I really wanted to talk about today was being satisfied. I don't know how many of you are stay at home moms, but being satisfied with being a stay at home mom. That is kind of a goal of mine, a resolution to get on board with. And I have been a stay at home mom for 11 years now, a little over that. And I am constantly, and especially lately, I have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old, and I am constantly feeling the need and desire to go back to work, to make some kind of income for my family, to, just bring some money in so I feel like a contributor. And it's funny because I am so busy throughout the day. A lot of times, honestly, I'm usually at the kids' school doing school projects with them or volunteering in their classes or substitute teaching because I teach at their school too. I did get that so I can sub a little bit, but it is hard with their two different schedules to even find time to sub. So I'm trying to rest in the fact that I'm a stay at home mom and be okay with that and feel valid in that and feel like I don't need to look outside constantly for validation that I'm useful in our home. And I don't know if that stems from like my job right now is to take care of the house. And there's a lot of days, like the house and the people in it. That's kind of what I feel a stay at home mom's role is for me anyway. And a lot of times I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job of those things when I look around and I see messes everywhere and the kids are doing poorly in school or they're acting crazy. So then my value feels lower. And because some of my values dependent on people, people are always going to disappoint. Like, people are human. They're going to make mistakes. It's going to be disappointing in the end. It's all how you look at it. I know, but I don't know. I'm struggling with that I don't feel like confident, I guess, in my abilities as a stay-at-home mom. I don't know if that's something you struggle with also, and you struggle to find meaning outside the home in a work profession, or you're struggling. It seems like so many stay-at-home moms also have a side hustle they do, whether it's like baking goods and selling them or making clothes and selling them. They just seem to be always like, and I think that's what the internet perceives to a lot of us, right? Is that they have a side hustle and they're making extra money from home and they're doing the mom thing. Um, and I just don't have that. So I'm trying to embrace and enjoy the moment of being a stay-at-home mom, but I'm constantly in the back of my head like, oh, I need to get another job. I need to look for a job. I need to get some income, especially with inflation like it is. Let's be honest, the past year, when I go to the grocery store and I leave with like 4 items and now it's $60, that makes me worried and that makes me feel defeated. And I am not getting any outside pressure to get a job, mind you, from my spouse, but it's just subconsciously something that I'm like, I need to be doing, I need to be helping, I need to be bringing in some kind of income. So I don't know. I just wanted to hear from other stay at home moms. Like, is that something you constantly struggle with, or are you just like enjoying the moment? I think it was easier when the kids, for me, when the kids were little, and I was needed by them all the time. I had to set up nap times and, I take them to the library and all this stuff. Now that they're in school full time, I feel less of that need throughout the day. And it makes me question like whether I should be going back to work and getting an income. And then this other side of me is like, if I missed an assembly or some kind of school event, I would just feel terrible for missing it. Like, I want to be there for everything they have and I want to show up because I didn't have that growing up, as I'm sure many of you didn't. I didn't have a parent who could come to all my stuff because they were busy having a job. And I would look and see other parents and other moms and dads, and I would be so devastated that mine wasn't there. So I really want that for my kids. So I'm constantly in the mindset right now of just struggling with the balance of it all. Like, should I get a job? Should I just stay home? And why can't I feel content with just being a stay-at-home mom and having that be my official job and my official role in the world right now? And why does that feel like something that's just not as fulfilling, especially when you're talking to other people and you're like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. They're like, oh, okay. I don't know, you just don't feel as interesting to other people. I guess I'll put it that way. So I'm on that struggle bus right now, and that's the reality of my world where I'm constantly like, I don't know, should I get a job? It would be good to have extra money for vacations and we could do more as a family, but then I'm losing time with my family. I'm just really in that headspace right now, knowing that my kids are 11 and 9 and that they're going to be out of the house like before I know it, before I even realize it, that the time has been, time's gone by. It's so quickly these last 11 years. I can realize how quickly the next several are going to be. And I'm not naive enough to think that my kids are going to be in high school and want to hang out with me constantly also. They're going to be like, go do your own thing, mom. We don't need you as much. And that's just a rite of passage. So I am aware like the clock is ticking on how much they'll actually need me or want me at their school events, um, and to show up, for them to hang out with their friends and different things like that. Right now, they include me in a lot of that, but I know that the time is coming where they're not going to want me around as much. So I don't know. I just I want to feel okay with staying home in my heart. I just want that to be okay. And I want you to know that if you're going through the same struggle, that I'm going through it as well, and it's completely valid. And it is interesting because I look back at biblical times and I'm like, women didn't have another job and they were doing certainly like all the housework and a bunch of other stuff around the home and raising the kids. That was their job. It has not changed. That is still the same for stay-at-home moms today. But there wasn't as much of a pull for women to get jobs and have an income. And I see other women that I encounter day to day, and they're doing all these jobs and raising kids. And I don't know, the comparison game is brutal right now. So I just want you to know, if that's you too, and you are a stay at home mom, you're doing a great job. And it is hard to not feel conflicted right now. And I feel like in that space where your kids get older and they don't need you quite as much, but they still need you, it's a weird space to be in. And it's okay to settle in that space and just be like, I'm just going to hang out in this awkward moment and maybe just try and enjoy it. And that's what I'm going to try and embrace and enjoy, is just being home and being there for the people who need me right now when they need me, and doing the best I can at cleaning the house when I can, even if it doesn't always get done. And just trying to really take that moment and just embrace it and enjoy it. And I'm going to challenge myself to do that in 2024. So I don't know if that's a journey you're on, or if you have some tips of what you did to overcome, just that nagging feeling like that you need to get a job, or you need to do more, or, you need to do all these different things. That just isn't true. I think that's just what society is telling you you need to be doing. So if you have any tips or suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to know that. So that's just what I'm struggling with right now. That's my daily thought in a podcast that I thought I would get out to you guys, because I don't know if more people have that same train of thought right now. So anyway, wanted to wish you guys a happy 2024, and let's chat more. Bye.